Yes, mates, how's it going? My name's Lee, and welcome back to the FPL Punk YouTube channel, where we try to dominate FPL one game week at a time. So today, we'll talk through my game week 11 team selection and highlight potential issues in trying to suggest possible transfers. If you enjoy FPL, please subscribe to the channel down below. It's just a little click. Anyway, let's rock and roll.
Be strong.
So first up, we've got some information in the bottom right hand corner. My rank's gone up to 1.1 million. Team value is 102.9. I've got 0.4 in the bank, and I've got 2 free transfers. So I'm a goalkeeper and my defence. I've opted for Areola away to Brentford as opposed to Turner. They're just a better team, and I trust them a little bit more. I think Turner will eventually lose his place. And although West Ham aren't keeping a lot of clean sheets, I just think he's a better overall goalkeeper, better overall team. I think there's a better chance of them keeping a clean sheet, even though it is away to Brentford. Onto the defence, and we've got Porro at home to Chelsea. I think this will be quite a tough game. It'll be quite an entertaining game, I think. And I can see both teams scoring, but I'm hoping for some attacking output from Pedro Porro from that right wing back position, that right back position that he likes to drift inside, long shots, crossing from deep, things like that. They're the kind of things I'm hoping for. And if he can kind of do anything like that, I'll be relatively happy. But like I said, I'm not confident of a clean sheet. I do think that Chelsea will score. I think Spurs will win overall. I think they'll win something like 3-1, but I think they will score. Hopefully it's late in the game, Porro comes off, and Chelsea score late, and Pedro banks his clean sheet points. But it's one of those, like, what can you do about it? On my bench, I've got the likes of Charlie Taylor, Cameron Archer, and Kabori. I don't really like either of those to start above any of my starting defenders right now. I just think my defence is relatively solid, even though a lot of them have got quite tough fixtures. Areola, Porro, and Trippier have got tough games. I still like them as a defence and as a collective unit. I still think they're solid and they're capable of bringing in a lot of points. Matty Cash away to Forest, great fixture for him. I think this will be a tough game. Forest have a decent home side, to be fair to them. Like I won't start slagging them off and saying how bad they are. They're not bad at home, and if you don't turn up and put in 100% effort, they might turn you over. But I'm hoping Matty Cash can exploit them and he can kind of get forward and same with Powell, get those attacking returns. I think it's one of those fixtures where it's a good attacking fixture, but there's some kind of susceptibility of Villa actually conceding against Forest by being too confident, getting hit on the counter and actually conceding a goal. It wouldn't surprise me if this game ended like a 1-1 or a 2-1 to Villa with Forest scoring relatively early, just catching Villa off guard. Trippier home to Arsenal. Really tough game for Arsenal this, and we saw that Arsenal got beat last night off West Ham. They are capable of losing games like that, and similar with a lot of these, like if Arsenal don't come into the game with 100% effort, like we all know what Newcastle like at home. It's like they're playing with about 30 players on the pitch at the time. In fact, the backing they've got from the fans, and Trippier is one of those. Like he isn't solely relying on keeping a clean sheet. He can get attacking returns. He always does well on the bonus. Even if the game ends 1-1 or they get beat 2-1, Trippier's always there or thereabouts to get bonus points. So I think he'll do relatively well this game. I don't think he'll smash it. I can only get he'll get double figures, but I can see I minimum 4, 5, 6 points for someone like a Trippier. But one of those, pretty happy with my defence. If I'm going to make any transfers, it's going to be someone like a Porro down to like a Simicast. Porro, even someone like a Maguire, which I don't mind at 4.2. Or even someone like a Mark Gay, he's about 4.6 now. Crystal Palace got really good fixtures for the next 5 or so. I actually don't mind that transfer from Porro, who I can sell for 5.1, going down to Mark Gay. If I was on wildcard, I'd probably have the likes of an Arsenal defender. I would have Simicast. I would have a Crystal Palace defender, but that's Joachim Anderson, Mark Gahey, one of the fullbacks, whatever, or even the goalkeeper Johnston. I'd have some kind of coverage from that. But overall, pretty happy with my defence. If you're on wildcard, leave a comment down below. Let me know who you're thinking of bringing in this week. Onto the midfield, and first up we've got Anthony Gordon. Not a great fixture for Gordon, but I've watched him over the past few weeks and he's looking quite sharp, and I think he's capable of causing teams problems, even the better teams problems. I watched him last night at Newcastle against Man United. They obviously smashed us 3-0. I thought Gordon looked very sharp, particularly as Newcastle exploited that left channel in behind Dalot. I thought Dalot was absolutely shocking throughout the full game. He just switched off all the time, and that's what Gordon's capable of. Although he wasn't involved in all the attacks coming down that side, he's just so sharp and so aware of the situations. He can exploit something like that. So he's a good player. He's a great enabler for me. If I was to kind of move things around. If I went Porro down some like a Simicast, that would free up a bit of money, and I could go Garden some like a Matoma. Don't really like the move. I'm not convinced of Matoma's minutes, and he hasn't returned in many games this season, so I'm not keen on that move. I do have to make a transfer because I've got 2 frees and I don't want to burn one, so I am going to make some kind of move. I just don't know which way I want to go right now, but that is a potential solution for me, to go Porro down to someone cheaper, Gordon up to a Matoma or 6.5, around that bracket anyway. Jared Bowen, away to Brentford, similar to Areola. I think this is going to be a tough game for them, and he scored against Arsenal last night, Jared Bowen, and he's in great form. He's in really good form actually, and I'm not sure how Brentford are going to play. Like they have peaks and troughs throughout the season, and I think they've just started coming back up onto one of the peaks again. Like they had a bit of a slump in the middle, and I feel like they're kind of bumping back up. And I think it's all dependent on whether Mbeumo plays well. He started obviously really well, and then he had the kind of slump where he didn't score for a few games, and he scored the past couple of games now as well. So all revolves on that. They do concede the odd goal here and there, and if West Ham create enough chances, Jared Bowen will be there or thereabouts to kind of clean up and get those goal involvements, whether it's goals or assists. I think he'll be there or thereabouts. So I'm happy with Bowen, and I think West Ham, they've got good fixtures over the long term. I mean, like West Ham's fixtures are good to probably game week 18, game week 19. I think they hit Man United, Man City around that time, and depending on if it's Man United, whether you consider that a tough fixture at any point in time is up to you. Obviously, I'm biased. I'm always gonna back my boys basically. So you do you and I'll do me. Okay. Heung-min Son home to Chelsea. Like I was talking about before, I think Spurs will win 3-1, and if they do, I think Son will be heavily involved. Everything they don't seem to score many goals outside of Maddison and Son, and they'll play pitches in here and there, but Son is the number 9. Like he's the one that seems to be on the end of these high quality, high XG chances. I just don't think he's in great form. I don't think Spurs are playing particularly well. Like they're keeping the ball really, really well. I think someone like a Romero really surprised me this season. I think he's been really, really good, like really exceptional. He's hit a level that I didn't think he was capable of. I thought the acquisition of Van der Ven has been game changing for them. I think Udogi's been okay, and I think Porro's adapted his game really well. But Son, he's just not shooting enough. Like they're not creating enough chances for their attacking players. So you see Maddison have a lot of the ball, and you're seeing some other players have a lot of the ball, but Son's only getting 1 or 2 shots a game, and it's probably not good enough for that. But I do think Son's hitting a point where he's becoming fixture proof, and unfortunately, he might have to go for me at some point because I do want Saka, and the only way I can get to Saka realistically is go Son to Saka. I mean, I could take out Trippier and kind of move things around, but I don't know if I want to do that right now. But Son, great pick. If Spurs are capable of creating chances, Son will be on the end of them, and he will score goals. Diaby, I came so close to selling Diaby last week. I'm getting a little bit frustrated with him, but performance last week with goal and assist, really happy with him now, and I'll kind of keep him throughout Villa's decent fixture over the next 2 or 3 now. Away to Forest, same again. I think it'll be a tough game. I think it'll be a harder game than people think. I don't think it'll be particularly high scoring. I can see maybe Villa scoring 2, and hopefully Diaby is kind of involved in that, like whether it's assists or goals or anything. I'd be quite happy if he was involved. He's probably the lesser of the owned Villa attacking assets, or just Villa assets in general. So out of some like Cash, Ollie Watkins, obviously, and a couple others as well. Like Diaby seems to be the one that's less owned. So if he's the one that is involved, great for me. Happy days. I would love that. Mo Salah, and he's just not playing well, but he's just ticking along nicely. Like his goal last week got really lucky. Like Matt Turner decided an absolute, I don't know what happened to him. He just kind of let it go, and easy goal for Mo Salah. But away to Luton, same again. I think this will be a tougher game than people think. They don't tend to get smashed at any point this season. By the first or second game when they played Brighton, which is obviously like a massive shock to them. But they've adapted pretty well to the league, and they're not really getting smashed that much. If they can stay in games, they've always got a chance. This will be more the same. I can still see Liverpool winning this game. Maybe 2 or 3, 4-0. So like I say, they won't get smashed, but obviously they're playing like elite level teams now. And I'm just hoping Salah is involved. I can see a penalty in this game as well. I can see Salah getting a penalty, and his penalty taking a minute has just been exceptional. So happy days with that. I don't see him as the number 1 captaincy pick. I still see that as Haaland or Alvarez. Take your pick or not. Either of those. I'm obviously going to lean more towards Haaland. I feel like he's the one that's more explosive because he's on pens. But Salah's still a great captain pick if you don't have Haaland or any of the City boys. Great player, in great form, not playing particularly well, but he's still getting those goal involvement, still getting the goals, still getting all the assists. His chance creation this season, like his creativity, has just been like through the roof. So hopefully Darwin starts and Darwin can be the end of anything that Salah does create. But yeah, if you don't have Haaland, don't have Alvarez, I think Salah is a decent captaincy pick. Onto the forwards, and first up we've got Ollie Watkins away to Forest, in good form. Same with Diaby, same with Cash. I think it's a good fixture for them. I don't think they'll smash him. Everything kind of funnels through Watkins, and he was unlucky last week. He could have easily returned in the opening minutes against Luton. If he bags that, then I think he goes on and scores a couple more after that. But he obviously blanked, and we kind of moved to this one. Good fixture for him, mate. I think he'll play well. Villa have a good team. They're playing really well. Everything kind of funnels through him, and Watkins and Diaby seem to be striking up quite a decent relationship. Diaby drifts wide, Watkins stays central. Doesn't seem to work in the channels as much as he used to. He seems to be more getting in behind, kind of looking for those through balls. If you don't have Watkins, I'd be wary that he's going to be quite heavily on this week. So if you are looking for transfer in the striking position, I don't mind some like a Watkins at 8.2, 8.3, whatever he is. But Ollie Watkins, mate, good player. Onto the robot, Mr. Haaland himself. And he's my captain this week. He's an easy captain for me at home to Bournemouth. Bournemouth are just so wide open, conceding so many big chances. It's at City, so like it's at the Etihad. We all know Haaland's XG is so much better, and so the like he plays so much better at home. Like his points per game at home is so much higher than away. I think it's a minimum 2 goal for Haaland this. I think they'll smash them 5-0. I can see a hat-trick in this game, to be honest with you, and that's the reason why I've gone captain Haaland. And there's not much more to kind of say than about him than that. He's down to about 80% owned, 82%. If you haven't got him, I wouldn't rush out and go and get him because they don't have great fixtures after this. But if you've got him, it's an easy captaincy pick. Would I go and buy him? Probably not. Like, if you've got someone like Alvarez, I think Alvarez is a decent cover for this game. I think Alvarez can easily get involved in the goals, get assists, get shots away, get goals. He's on a lot of set pieces, on free kicks. Alvarez could easily be the one that comes away with 2 or 3 goals, and Haaland maybe gets 1. Like, I don't really know which way how it's going to go. I personally think it's going to go Haaland's way. He seemed quite sharp against United, and he could have easily scored 5 or 6 goals if it wasn't for Onana. So one of them. Happy with him. Really glad I kept him. And if you haven't got him, I'd be a little bit worried, mate. That's all I'm going to say. Leave a comment down below if you don't own Haaland. So this is just my main transfer plan for this week. I am potentially going to take out Powell and either move down to Maguire or Tsimikas. If I go to Maguire, I bank 0.9 mil, and if it's Tsimikas, it's 0.5. Tsimikas could easily be Mark Gahey there, and the reason why I'm leaning more towards Tsimikas is because it's Liverpool. They're a much better team than Crystal Palace. I don't know how Crystal Palace are going to play, but they have kept 4 clean sheets so far, Palace. So they are capable of keeping clean sheets. If I did want any Palace defender, it would be Anderson, and that's what's putting me off Mark Gahey. He doesn't really get involved in set pieces, doesn't really offer that goal threat that Anderson offers, and I think Tsimikas can offer that goal threat from left back. I think he's probably nailed up into probably the new year or so as well. So he seems more of like a longer term pick as opposed to like a Maguire who's got 3 nice fixtures this week, and they kind of teeter off a little bit after that point. But Tsimikas or Mark Gahey, leave a comment down below. Let me know who you think I should go for this week. Right, mates, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. So today went through my team selection for Game Week 11, highlighted a couple of different issues and a couple of different transfers we can potentially make, and we highlighted the main transfer idea that I've got this week of Porro to either Maguire, Tsimikas, or Mark Gahey. Don't know which one I'm going to go right now, and it's something I can think about over the next few days and make that decision. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and leave a comment down below. Have a good day, peace, and love.